Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse, and today we are in the data center. I want to be messing around with my Lenovo SR650. It's located right here, and I want to be messing with some drives in that. Very often you want to do something with your server and you start at one point and then that expands and you want to expand that to do more, and then later on you might want to do even more. So I want to try that today. I wanted to start with putting in one drive and thinking, well, this is going to be my data drive. 4 terabytes should be enough all the way. And then, okay, that data drive is going to not be enough. In this case, we're going to imagine that this one drive is suddenly not fast enough for what it's doing. So we put in one more drive, and we want to mirror those so that we have 2 drives and double the performance-ish. And well, along the way that's just not enough space, but we still want the number of drives, so we expand that even further with a 3rd drive, and then we go from a single drive to RAID 1 to RAID 5. I only have those 3 drives, so we're gonna stop there. Yeah, but I was preparing for this video and couldn't get access to my server. I connected the screen and the monitor, and I couldn't figure out why I didn't get anything on the screen until I saw that the server was turned off. Yeah, that was stupid. So why was the server turned off? Well, I kind of run a lot of my servers on the 180 days trial. It's free, and when it reaches 180 days, well, the server will just randomly turn off, and that is pretty irritating. So yeah, don't do that in the production environment. Suddenly your servers will be off if you're not over it. So I think we should start with just tweaking that. Right now it says that the Windows license has expired, so we're gonna rearm that. So when you want to do that, you take any laptop or any computer that is connected to the internet and you write rearm server 2019. It can be anything, it can be 2016, it can be anything. And the first link here I found goes to something, but further down there is a command here that we need. It's not that one, it's this one. It says slmgr-rearm. So that's what we're gonna do. On our trusty server here, we will go down here and call the CMD. This is almost Linux, right? We should actually, just to be safe, run this as root or administrator to stay in those terms. So we'll in here see, oh, it remembers from last, so we can pick that, right click it and run as administrator. So that gives us a bit more oomph. Oh, be advised, when you do this, the server wants to reboot. So rearm. There we are. I will try and enter on that, and we get a command completed successful. The system needs to reboot. Okie dokie. Does it do it by itself? And we can see down here that server 2019 standard evaluation, and the Windows license has expired, and that's the version that is installed. Now we will go and reboot our Windows, restart. It's gonna be, is this planned? It's very much planned, and it's gonna be an operating system recovery unplanned. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, it wasn't planned to do this right now, so it was kind of unplanned. And the lovely Lenovo SR650 is rebooting, and I can just see that my IP number for my management adapter is number 29. I think we're gonna need that, so good thing. Do I really only have 16 gigabytes in this server? After this reboot, we will now see that down here we now have 180 days left on our evaluation. You could do this 6 times, I believe, so you get 180 days times 6, which should be around 3 years, just below 3 years. So yeah, when I'm done doing that, the next Windows version is good to go. So over at the laptop, I have punched in the IP number of the management adapter in there, the XCC, and I do really forget what that stands for. So maybe it says it when, if we get in here, it's very unsafe. So yeah, oh, that's the XClarity controller. Okay, XCC, XClarity controller. So we need to get in. Okay, I hadn't changed the password. The standard password is user ID, capital letters, and the password is password but with a 0 instead of the O, and also capital letters. So here we have everything about our Lenovo SR650. Everything is good. Awesome. So, do we have any drives? We shouldn't have. There isn't any. Well, there's actually some storage. There is the internal storage. There is an M.2 drive in there, which it doesn't show. That's unfortunate. So back here, if we want to go mess around with the storage on this server, well, we go down to server configuration, and under server configuration there is some rate setup right there. When we click that, it tells us very carefully that we have to be, well, more or less, this is the quickest way to get rid of all of your data, and especially when the operating system is running. It sees our RAID controller. There's a Think System 938i 2GB flash PCI Express 12 gigabit per second adapter. Awesome. Storage inventory, nothing yet. So let's try and enable edit mode. There we are in edit mode, and we can change back to read-only mode. So right now there is no disks in there, so we're gonna add a disk. Okay, so I have these Seagate Barracuda 4TB drives. These are SMR, Spindle Magnetic Recordings, you know, the layers. So they're not very quick. If well, they're quick enough if you're just gonna store a lot of data and just read that data again. There's no problems whatsoever. But if you want to change something in the middle of it, well, it's gonna take a little bit longer. If it's just a little bit, it doesn't matter at all. If it's a whole lot, you don't want to use this drive. In 2.5 inches hard drives, the largest drives that you can get that are not SMR are usually 2.4 terabytes. So everything bigger than that, you have to check very carefully if they're SMRs. They usually are, except of course if they're SSDs or NVMEs or something like that. So normal spinning disks, be very careful of what you're getting yourself into. For this is great. And for many instances, if you have an archive, a backup or something, these drives are great. No problems whatsoever. They are not very good if you're dealing with NAS servers and RAID. I wouldn't generally recommend this in a RAID, even though I do it myself. So if they're in a RAID and they're just storing a heck of a lot of data, well, it's not gonna give you a lot of trouble. I actually have 4 of them right here also. This is the awesome Lenovo System X3650 Model 5. Today we're gonna be putting some in the awesome Lenovo SR650. Yeah, okay, I'll stop that now. You'll get tired of that, right? So we'll unplug this filler and pop that in. See what happens. It lights up. That's always a good thing. Okay, over here at the computer, does it see anything? Do we have to do anything for it to pop up? No drives. Maybe F5. That turned down the lights. Kind of irritating, Lenovo. Why is the F buttons not the... That's the one I use the most. Let's refresh. Drive has not popped up yet. Okay, over here we have controller action, and we can clear RAID configuration, or we can manage foreign configuration. So there is a good chance that there is a foreign configuration on that drive. So if I could click it, oh, there it is. Oh, one foreign drive were detected. You must import or clear blah 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 blah. We're gonna clear that. I don't know what I have had on that, but it doesn't matter. There, and apply. So this, if this is a brand new drive, you would probably not run into this. Storage. Oh yeah, we have a drive now, it even says 4.00 terabytes. It's a 6 gigabit SATA drive. That adds up. Action, what can we do? Oh, we can do a lot of stuff. We can make it just a bunch of disks. Assign hot spare. Okay. But let's try and create a virtual drive on it. We have this one drive, and it's gonna be a RAID 0, obviously. We're gonna select that. It's gonna go over there. Next, we get 3,725 gigabytes. That's nice. Next, it's gonna be a RAID 0. Number of drives 1. Yada yada yada. Start creating. I don't expect this to take long. There, it's done. So we should now be able to see that in the Windows operating system. That drive should be presented to Windows Server already. So I'm gonna just take it in Disk Manager, and it sees something. There's a new drive. Awesome. Let's move that out of the way so we can see what it sees. It sees our 3.7 terabyte drive right there, and it wants us to initialize the disk and partition it with DPT. We're doing that. Cool. Let's just make some simple volume on it. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but it would be interesting to see if the volume is in use, if we can still expand it. So we're just gonna create a D drive. We're gonna call it data save. Next. And it's formatting, and it's done. So let's minimize that. So we have our data save drive there. I'm gonna put something on it. I have no idea what I have on this computer, but let's find something. It seems I've been messing with the graphics card and benchmarking, so we're gonna throw some of those tools over here. Copy. And that is going on our new data save. So it started out really good, and then it decided that it wasn't quite ready to take that amount of data that quick, and it became a little better again. Okay, in the background it might still be working on that drive. So okay, we have our data drive there. Okay, so before we expand it with another drive, I have two more of these 4 terabytes. We need some, you can kind of see they have no trays. So I actually have some trays. Oh, there's 2 trays in each. That's awesome. Yeah. And a good box for shipping. Nice. And a little bag of screws. Awesome. I'll get this fixed. Okay, we are ready to put in the next drive. Here we are, another Barracuda 4 terabyte SMR drive. Oh, I believe it's probably another foreign configuration that we have to get rid of before we can do anything. It has found a foreign configuration that we should remove. Go. And when we did that, we got this button ready that we can create another one. But I want to see if I can expand this, because right now we have our 4 terabytes of data save drive. It's just not fast enough. We need that to run in a RAID 1 so that we can get some more throughput to it. That would be nice. So let's see if we can edit that, if that would be where to go. It does not look like that is where we have to go. Okay, I can't find anywhere in the XCC where I can expand this, so I'm gonna try and go into the BIOS. I pressed F1 down here to go in system setup and see if I can find anything in there that will let me do that. Okay. Okay, do we have a mouse? We have a mouse. There is something called rate setup. Let's hope that we have better options there. I'll check that out. Okay, so that loaded. I don't know, it sees the rate controller and it sees the virtual drive that has been created. If you manage drives, well, there's nothing much in there. You can make this a JBOD if you want to do that, but that's about it, and you get back out. Configuration, you can remove that thing that we just made. We don't want to do that. That wasn't the idea. Pick that. If we wanted to remove it, that was what we could do. Not really. So that didn't work, and I also found in Lenovo's documentation that they say that that is not the way to do it. There is this tool for managing storage within the operating system. It's called LSI Storage Authority. Stupid name, but that should be able to do it. It's I haven't figured it out yet. I am cheating over here and reading the manual. So when you just log into this LSI Storage Authority, it looks like this, and up here we can select the controller that we have, that one, and it looks a little different. It fucks up all the buttons up here. Awesome. But we can't do anything about that. But we have our disk group, drive groups. We have our 2 disks, and we have other hardware. It actually sees the backplane and stuff in there. But today we're gonna be messing with this thing down here. We have created our virtual and one physical group down here. So when we select that, a new thingy pops up over here where we can modify our drive group there. And when we did that, we can see that we can change the rate level here, and it very wisely advises us if we're going to be messing with this, make sure you have a backup. All the good data that is on there doesn't matter, so we're going to change it to rate level 1, and we are going to assure them that we know all about this. Thank you very much, and go next. Then we have to add our physical drives. I don't know if it has already done that. Add physical drive, let's press it. Okay, we're gonna add that one. It has number 2. Add physical drive, yes. So now we have 2 drives. Okay, so the first one I saw was the one that was already in there, and this one is the one that I've just added. So finish. It seems that it did it. Oh, background process in progress. Awesome. Over here you can see that the 2 drives are now working. Probably it's synchronizing data and stuff. So, and in here in Windows Disk Manager, we will see that, well, nothing has changed. We are still just seeing our 1 disk here. That's because the rate controller presents the operating system with a virtual drive. It's a virtual, it's not the physical drive, it's a virtual drive. It puts a layer on top of the physical drive and just presents a virtual layer, which means that underneath that we can mess around with all kind of stuff. It should not have any influence on what Windows Server sees. Now we just have 2 drives out there that is in a RAID 1, so writing and reading might be faster now. I don't know, that's not what we are up to. We're not actually going to test that. But the properties of this drive will have changed. So we have this 1 background process in progress, and if we click on that, we will see that it's reconstructing virtual drive 0. and it's as good as I can see, it's at 0%. I'm a little bit afraid that this might actually take a while. There is this downside to messing with physical hardware, is that the drives don't actually know what data there is on them, so they might have to copy all the data, even though there's just a lot of zeros on the drives. But as it's not really reading the actual driver but just looking at what's on the drives or on the disks, it might be mirroring a lot of inactive data. I don't know. It seems weird that it's going to be taking this long. So this for sure looks like it's going to be taking some time. You can't see, but it has actually been half an hour since I stopped the camera last, and it's still on 0%. I don't know if that's accurate. I have tried to, well, we can try and do it again. There's a home button up here, and we can press that and it clears the screen. We can see this background progress. Try and see that again. And it's outside of view. Yeah, it still says 0%, but well, who knows. These RAID controllers are really great, and Lenovo has a lot of information available that you can use when you want to check out this. So here is a list of the RAID controllers that goes in Lenovo servers. There is pictures, there is the different models, and there is all kind of stuff about them, technical specifications, how much cache they have, how many drives, SAS and SATA and JOB, and what they do and what they don't, and how to configure through. Some is configured through the XClarity provisioning manager, XClarity controller web interface, XClarity administrator, blah 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 blah. Store CLI command line interface, the LSI storage authority, and also Wi-Fi human interface. Yeah, there's a lot of that, and this is actually good information, and there's a lot of features here. And the one that we just used is this online RAID level migration, where we, while the server was running, migrated the storage level, and it's still doing that. Might also be why it's damn slow, because it shouldn't have too much of an impact. We can actually see over here in this other document, Lenovo RAID management tool and resources, there is a list of what resources there is available. And if we go down, or we kind of have go down a bit, here is a table of different features, and we can see the migrate RAID level. We can't do that in the XClarity controller. We tried that, or administrator, about the same, but one of them is a more expensive license. We can also not do it from the BIOS, but we can do it from the LSI, where we did it, and Stortly, and this thing which I don't know what is. But another good resource to finding out about your storage device, or if you need another RAID controller or something like that. It also has older RAID controllers, like these are the RAID controllers that was in the awesome Lenovo X3650 Model 5. We could go further down and we can see it's the same thing. We would also not be able to do that from the BIOS or the IMM or from the XClarity. We would also have to use the LSI management tool for doing that. So I was hoping to first go from RAID 0 to RAID 1, and then from RAID 1 to RAID 5. That's not gonna be today. We're just gonna cut it short and say that when I want to do that, it's the same thing. Okay, here is Morten from one day in the future of what you just saw. Guess who forgot to check if the SD card was full? Yeah, I was telling you that it's gonna be exactly the same thing when I want to go from RAID 1 to RAID 5. I go in the same way and I upgrade the RAID. And as this is one day in the future, actually a little bit more than one day, 1.5 days, I can tell you that this is almost at 50%. It's at 49.97%. So 3 days. So yeah, I ended the other video by promoting bargain hardware in the UK. So if you need some good hardware, some server hardware, some workstation or laptops or monitors or parts for your server, maybe some more RAM or stuff, check out Bargain Hardware, and that is bargainhardware.co.uk in the United Kingdom. And if you check out with the checkout code MyPlayHouse, small letters, you get 5% off of your purchase. And yes, I am affiliated with Bargain Hardware. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Please do like this video. We got somewhere. It's gonna take a hell of a lot of time to get there, but we did get somewhere. It did work. That's always good. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.